We were the perfect couple, until I found her, Plan B, folder on her laptop. The 5th anniversary of what I thought was pure bliss was just around the corner. Sarah and I, both 32, were that couple everyone envied. We finished each other's sentences, shared all our inside jokes, and had built a life that felt like a dream. My name's James Thompson, I'm a software engineer, and she was an architect. We had our cozy apartment in downtown Chicago, our future plans meticulously laid out. Everything was perfect. Then, one rainy Tuesday evening, while Sarah was out, I needed to borrow her laptop to quickly check a design file. My fingers hovered over the mouse, then clicked on a folder I'd never seen before. It was labeled, simply, Plan B. We were the perfect couple, until I found her, Plan B, folder on her laptop. My heart jumped. Plan B, what could that even mean? Curiosity, a tiny, insidious worm, gnawed at me. Sarah was super organized with her files. This folder stuck out. It felt personal and hidden. I double-clicked. What I found wasn't work files or vacation ideas. It was a bunch of documents. Spreadsheets, Word documents, saved emails. My brow furrowed. The first thing I opened was a detailed financial plan. Not our financial plan, the one we'd put together, budgeting for our future home, our retirement. This was a different financial plan. It laid out a budget for one person, a timeline for selling our assets, and a detailed breakdown of estimated income and expenses, but only for her. It even included calculations for a new, smaller apartment, a different car, and solo travel. My hands started to tremble. Another document was a future goals, solo, list. It talked about living in Portland, Oregon, starting a small design consultancy, adopting a dog. Things we had discussed, but always about us. Now they were just her goals. Alone. Then I saw the emails. Correspondence with a lawyer, Mr. Peterson, 45, divorce proceedings. My stomach dropped like a stone. Dates, timelines, legal jargon. She had been asking about separation agreements, how to split our assets, even figuring out potential alimony. This wasn't some hypothetical idea. This was real. A cold dread spread through me. This wasn't a fantasy folder. This was a carefully built escape route. A blueprint for a life without me. And she had been building it while we were planning our 5-year anniversary. I closed the laptop, my hands slick with sweat. I just sat there, numb, the soft hum of the laptop fan the only sound in the apartment. Sarah was due home in an hour. An hour to pull myself together, to pretend I hadn't just stumbled upon the planned dismantling of our life. Every shared moment, every intimate gesture, every plan we'd made, now felt tainted. A lie. Was it all just an act? Was our perfect couple facade just that, a facade? Over the next few days, I became an unwitting spy in my own home. Every smile from Sarah, every tender touch, felt like a deliberate act, a calculated part of a larger deception. I watched her, really watched her, for the first time in a long time. She seemed normal, happy, loving, the same Sarah I'd fallen in love with. How could she be planning to leave me while living this seemingly perfect life? I became obsessed with that folder. Late at night, after she was asleep, I'd open her laptop again, digging deeper. There were more files. Emails to real estate agents about properties in Portland, discreetly asking about rentals, not purchases. Bank statements that showed separate accounts I didn't know about, small transfers building up over months, a secret nest egg. She had been systematically, meticulously, preparing to leave. The depth of the planning was astounding. She had thought of everything. From money details to where she would live, how she would support herself. It wasn't a sudden decision. It was a project, and it had been going on for months, maybe even longer. My best friend, Mike Davies, 32, an easygoing guy, had recently mentioned Sarah seemed a bit more preoccupied lately, but I'd just thought it was stress from her demanding architecture firm. My parents, Linda and John Thompson, both in their late 50s, loved Sarah, always telling me how lucky I was. The irony was a bitter taste in my mouth. Looking back, the signs were probably there, subtle whispers I chose to ignore. She'd been spending more time alone, working late, needing space. Our sex life had slowed down a bit, which I'd put down to stress. She'd become more guarded with her phone, always keeping it face down, taking calls in another room. I'd just thought she valued her privacy. Now, it felt like secrecy. I remembered a talk we had about our future. I'd been excitedly talking about renovating our kitchen, making our living space bigger. She'd been strangely hesitant, saying, "Let's not rush into big changes, James. We should really think about what we want." At the time, I thought she was being practical. Now, I understood. She wasn't thinking about our wants. She was thinking about her escape. The lawyer's emails went back almost 8 months. 8 months of planning to leave me. 8 months of living a lie. The thought made me physically ill. Every "I love you," every shared laugh, every intimate moment over those months felt like a performance. Was she just waiting for the perfect moment? Maybe our anniversary, to drop the bombshell. I even found an email about a storage unit. What was in there? All the things she was planning to take that I wouldn't notice missing until she was gone. It was like she was slowly, systematically extracting herself from our shared life, piece by careful piece. The most painful discovery was a subfolder inside, Plan B, called Reasons. It had bullet points, my habits, my quirks, my work schedule, things that were supposed to be endearing, now listed as reasons for her leaving. Too focused on work, doesn't understand my creative needs. Too predictable, each point felt like a knife to the heart. This wasn't about a sudden fallout of love. This was a cold, calculated breakdown of our relationship, finding reasons to make her decision seem right. It wasn't a sudden decision to leave. It was a careful examination, building a case against me to justify her escape. I even saw her checking flights to Portland, always one way. It was like watching a movie of my own destruction, playing out in slow motion, from her perspective. The architect, building her escape route, brick by careful brick. The idea that she had been living this double life, right beside me, in our bed, sharing our meals, laughing at our jokes, was torturous. I felt like a fool. Blind, naive, completely unaware. How could I have been so wrong about the person I loved most in the world? How could she have hidden such a huge secret? I started having trouble sleeping. When I did drift off, my dreams were filled with the image of that folder, Plan B, mocking me. I'd wake up in a cold sweat, reaching for Sarah, only to pull my hand back, remembering the truth. I felt like I was living with a stranger, an imposter who looked just like my wife. I couldn't confront her, not yet. I needed to understand why. Was there someone else? I searched the folder for any mention of another person. Nothing. No names, no suggestive messages. That somehow made it even worse. It wasn't about me failing. It was about me being unimportant to her future. I started leaving subtle traps. Moving small objects, leaving notes. She never noticed. Or if she did, she was a master at hiding it. She kept acting like everything was fine, planning our anniversary dinner, talking about future trips. Her performance was flawless. My work suffered. My coding became sloppy. My concentration was shot. My boss, Mr. Henderson, 45, noticed, subtly asking if everything was okay at home. I just mumbled about stress. Mike, my best friend, tried to get me to open up. He knew something was off. You're not yourself, James. What's eating you? I wanted to tell him, to scream the truth, but how do you tell your best friend that your perfect wife has a secret, Plan B, to leave you? He'd be as devastated as I was. He loved Sarah too, as a friend. The weight of the secret was crushing me. I felt isolated, alone in a house filled with what felt like lies. Every touch from Sarah, every, I love you, felt like a poisoned dart. The anniversary was getting closer, a horrifying deadline. Was she planning to spring it on me then? A cruel, unforgettable gift. I decided I couldn't live like this anymore. The suspense, the constant anxiety, the feeling of being made a fool of. I had to confront her. I planned it carefully, just like her own, Plan B. I'd wait until after the anniversary dinner. Let her have her perfect day, a final performance. Then, I'd show her the folder. The anniversary dinner was agonizing. We went to our favorite Italian place, the one where we had our first date. She looked beautiful, laughing, telling stories, clinking glasses with me. I played along, forcing smiles, making conversation, all the while feeling like a character in a twisted play. My mind replayed the documents, the emails, the spreadsheets. We got home. The apartment was quiet, filled with the scent of lilies from the anniversary bouquet. She curled up on the couch, happy, content. Best anniversary ever, James, she murmured, resting her head on my shoulder. My heart ached. This was the moment. I got up, my legs heavy. I walked to her laptop, which she had left open on the coffee table. My fingers hovered over the mouse. Sarah, I started, my voice hoarse. She looked up, her brow furrowed. What's wrong, babe? You look pale. I didn't answer. I just opened her laptop, navigated to the desktop, and with a single click, opened the Plan B folder. The screen glowed, showing the damning evidence, the financial plan, the lawyer's emails, the Portland property inquiries. She saw it. Her eyes, usually so warm, widened in horror. The color drained from her face. The perfect facade crumbled, replaced by naked shock, then a profound, aching sadness. The silence that followed was louder than any scream. It hung in the air, heavy with unspoken truths, shattered trust, and the painful, undeniable end of what I thought was our perfect life. My world had just shattered. And it wasn't because of an accident. It was because of a Plan B.